Hello, you beautiful lot. It's Mark Wilkinson here. It's Tuesday evening. It's time for Life Remixed samples. I've just been reviewing I've just been reviewing what's been going on, and we've just been chosen for the Friday story to be sent out on Procter Gallagher's mailing list and on their website. So it's going out to hundreds of thousands of people all around the world on Friday, the 26th of February. My Friday story about the yellow T-shirt will be broadcast around the world by Bob Procter. Honestly, just incredible. I mean, things are just, going incredibly well, and I love you all for your interest and your happiness and your joy for us and your support and everything else. And Life Remixed, I know, is going to be something that you're going to love. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Hi, Mina. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely love your company. Thank you for jumping up on the screen there. It's great to have you here. If you'd like to do what Mina did and say hello and put a message up on the screen, then please do. I'm over the moon about the yellow T-shirt story. It includes a friend of mine called Brian Miller, who, if you like, is Yoda to my Luke Skywalker many years ago. I just sent it to Brian, and we had a bit of an emotional exchange about it in a beautiful way. I can't wait for you guys to meet Brian. I'm going to meet Brian. I'm going to bring Brian Miller onto an interview, a straight talking interview, in due course. But Brian's the guy that he's Yoda. He's absolute Yoda. I love him. Dimple saying hi. There we go. Hi, Dimple. Hi, Mark. Hope all is well. Yeah, it's wonderful, Dimple. Thank you so much for being online tonight. Look, things are going great. I'm here for you guys. We're going to look at Life Remixed samples tonight. Hello, Mark. There's another one. I love that. Thank you. Life Remixed samples tonight. We're going to look at chapter 11. So if we just review some of the chapters we've already looked at, then that will make this one a bit kind of easier to sort of get your head around. So the first chapter was Another One Bites the Dust. That's when I collapsed that day, that fateful day. Chapter 2 is Good Times, and we had some good times. And talking about good times, tomorrow evening I'm going to be joined by a few of the lads from Flying Records on a straight talking interview. So I've got Rocky, Lofty, and Keith, little Keithy Matthews. I love him. So Rocky, Keith, and Lofty all with me tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. right here on GMT, not on GMT. Greenwich Mean Time. But the chapters are Another One Bites the Dust, Good Times, Lost in Music, because I did get lost in music for some years. Got to give it up because I did have to give up a lot of things. I had to stop, being so addicted to some things that weren't really good for me. Chapter 5 is I Want to Thank You, because that's when I got into gratitude and started to understand what was going on in the world and how I could change my own perception and my own life and my own results. Chapter 6 is You Got to Be, because you have got to be, a human being, so you got to be. Chapter 7, Sense of Purpose, and I talk about how I found my purpose. Chapter 8 is A New Kind of Medicine, because it was about understanding that what I was putting into my body, I had to change it because it wasn't doing me any good. Chapter 9 is about For the Love of Money, and I spoke about money last time, about how we change our relationship with money and to be in a better place with that, because it's so important. Money's just a tool. Money's a tool for your freedom, and that's it. And so many people are ruled by it. It's strange. Chapter 10 is Faith, and that's what we looked at last week, because you have got to have faith. You've got to have faith. You've got to have faith in the unseen. You can't have faith and fear on the same subject at the same time, so you've got to have faith. And chapter 11 is what we're looking at tonight, is Happy. Because by this time I've been on quite a journey throughout the book, and we need to get to happiness. Happiness is an inside job. It starts with you. Many people are looking for things outside of themselves for happiness. It's a mistake. Happiness is an inside job. Everything outside of you is pleasure. It's pleasurable. Pleasurable. It could be relationships. It could be your cars, your motorbikes, your whatever. It's all pleasurable. But it's not real happiness. Real happiness is within you. So let's talk a little bit about Happy, and obviously my journey here through chapter 11, which I'm going to share some bullet points with you about. Please feel free, messages on the screen if you want to be a part of it, if you want to shout, or you just want your face up on the screen. It's lovely to have the interaction with you guys. So look at chapter 11. I always like to start with a couple of quotes at the start of every chapter of Life Remixed. There's a few quotes. If you want to be happy, then just be. That was Leo Tolstoy. This is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, obviously, changed the face of America by abolishing slavery. He says, folks are usually about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Very true, isn't it? And then this one's from Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of Now, an incredible book, but definitely a book that I would suggest that you work your way up to. It's not a book you go straight into, The Power of Now, in my opinion. So Eckhart Tolle says, when you complain, you make yourself a victim. Leave the situation, change the situation, or accept the situation. All else is madness. So when you complain, you make yourself a victim. So don't do it. There's no point in complaining. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anyone else. So if anyone's complaining around me, I always try and look for a solution or try and put a positive mindset to it. And if I can't have that positive impact within, 15, 20 minutes or whatever, then I'll have to excuse myself and move on to something else because that's not part of my purpose. So it's really important, don't complain. It's not worth it. Just don't make yourself a victim. Okay. So chapter 11, after I'd calmed down and found my own thinking, calmed down and had a period of respite and recovery, I started to attract different types of people into my life. I also wanted to meet a calmer female partner that I could share my life with, because at this time I was single after all the mayhem. I didn't know where I was going to meet someone like that, to be honest. I'd always met my previous girlfriends in nightclubs and pubs and stuff like that. I wasn't drinking alcohol anymore, so I cleaned up my act. And a friend of mine then recommended that I joined a philosophy class at the London School of Economic Science in Marylebone. Funnily enough, I'll share this with you. Fred Siriex was there with me. Fred Siriex was in the same class as me. Some of you know Fred, of course, from the TV now. He's done brilliantly well. So Fred was in the same philosophy class as me. Top fella. Really, really enjoyed him. Really enjoyed being around him, and then DJ'd at a party for him at the London Hilton Hotel as well. So it was happy days. Dimple says, "Yeah, love that. Yeah, love that. So true. Don't be a victim. Yeah, don't choose to be a victim. You can choose to be, a great person and a loving person and in charge of yourself, and therefore looking after other people. So don't be a victim. It's just not worth it. There's no point in complaining about things. Let's make changes and let's get moving, right?" So the classes were excellent. I really enjoyed that philosophy class. I did meet some wonderful people there. I didn't meet my future wife there. I'll talk about that in chapter 13, certainly. But as I said, I learned in philosophy very much about happiness is within. Pleasure is outside of us, but happiness is within. And I kept learning, I kept studying, I was working with all these great teachers. And I found it really, really interesting that I read Richard Branson's book, and Richard Branson's parents, his mum's recently passed away, but Richard Branson's parents always told him, no matter what he was doing, they always said, go for it, go for it. Now, how many parents do you know always say to their children, be careful, be careful? And I know they're doing it from a loving place, but be careful. Well, why? Well, because the world's a scary place. Or go for it. It's a friendly universe. Get on with it. Go for it. And Richard Branson's done pretty well, right? So, I think there's a lot in that. I think it's the way we can coach, just ourselves, other people, and those of you that are parents. You can coach your children as well. And it's important. Do it with love. Protect them, but of course tell them to go for it. Tell them to step up. So I studied philosophy. I understand a lot of things. I got myself into a really positive place. I would say that throughout this journey, I know many of you are connecting with me at the moment, which I love. You must choose the teacher that you connect the best with and then go for it. It's so important. Find a book that leads onto another book that leads onto another book that keeps you going, keeps you moving, keeps you studying. If it's an audio book, make it an audio book. When the penny dropped for me that I got moved closer and closer and closer to like my happiness and feeling good, I realized that all the answers I'd ever been searching for were just already within me. And for those of you that don't understand that comment at the moment, I get it, because someone would have said that to me 10, 15 years ago. I'd have said, you're talking rubbish, mate. You're off your head. But the point is that I get it. I really do get it now. So, there's an important thing here about the universal laws. There are 12, generally there's 12 universal laws that are agreed upon that are universal laws. They're universal, they go everywhere in humanity. But most people don't know about them. Most people don't understand them. Most people don't research them. Most people don't really take a lot of time to look into this. But I did. And I did because I found things that were working for me, and I then became hungry to know more. I was like, okay, so that's working. So what else? So what else? So what else? And I just kept going and going and going. I found challenges, certainly working in the corporate world for a few years to recover from the bankruptcy. I found quite a lot of challenges there. And I found people that weren't willing to understand and appreciate personality diversity, realizing their potential, and indeed the laws of the universe. It's just not, most of humanity is not necessarily going to grasp this straight away. However, it's important that you understand the 12 universal laws, because there is a school of life, there's a school of thought that says, understand the 12 universal laws and then bring them into your life, and you will master your life. So really important, I would say, right? So look into it. I'll go through them. The law of universal oneness is that everything in this universe is connected. So everything, I'm connected to you. Wherever you're watching this, wherever you are in the world, we're connected. If I do something great for you, then you'll go out and you'll do something great for someone else. Conversely, if I do something awful and it rebounds onto you, then you'll go and do that to someone else, and it continues. So everything in the universe is connected. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. So be that change, be that person that everyone wants to be around, because I promise you, it's nice. The law of attraction is well known from The Secret now, but what we believe is what we receive. Like attracts like, and that's on a vibrational level. And there's another law, the law of vibration. Everything vibrates. We live in an ocean of motion. Nothing rests. We attract what we are vibrating in harmony with. So my hand looks solid, yeah, or this desk looks solid, but it's not. It's all vibration. Everything is vibration. The planet's spinning at like, whatever the stats are, the scientists will tell me. But the planet is spinning. Everything is vibrating, and we are vibration. When you speak, you can feel the vibration from your voice box. There's a law of vibration that like attracts like. It's very important to get in touch with that and do some study. I'm literally just putting bullet points and saying, look, this is something to look into. The law of correspondence. Prominent patterns will repeat themselves in your life unless you change them. Prominent patterns will continue to repeat themselves unless you change them. So important, okay? The law of inspired action. Take inspired action towards making your thoughts and feelings come true. The law of cause and effect, sometimes referred to as karma. Whatever we put out in the world is what returns to us. The law of compensation. You will always be compensated for your efforts and for your contribution, whatever it is, however much or however little. You will always be compensated for your efforts, however much or however little. So you need to think about that. You're awake for 17 hours a day. How much contribution, how much compensation can you receive from the efforts you put in? The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Everything in the universe is constantly changing. Change is the only constant. How many people are frightened of change and afraid of change? I know there's lots of people out there that can be afraid of change. Why? It's the only constant. It's there. Get with it. The law of relativity. There is no good or bad, but our thinking makes it so. There is no good or bad. Everything just is. The law of gender, sometimes referred to as yin and yang. Everything in this universe is composed of complementary male and female energy. I am made up 50% of mum and 50% of dad. Yeah, how I grow up is where I become a man, but that's what happens, right? The law of polarity. Everything in the universe has an opposite. And the last one, the law of rhythm. Everything has a cycle and a rhythm. When we come to understand that all things can and will change, we come to a place of peace when they do. Embrace change. Get into the cycle. Get into the rhythm. It's good. Life is good. So look, as I say, master the universal laws and you will master life. That's just something that I've learned. And I understand these laws and I work with them every single day. And it becomes a really nice place to be in your life once you get into the rhythm of it. Now, Louise Hay says in her great book, You Can Heal Your Life, she does a lot of coaching with people. A lot of people find it very, very difficult to find out what true love is and then to accept themselves. For me, love is total acceptance. But many people really struggle with that. If you ask someone to look in the mirror and say, Mark, I love you, you're a great guy, you do great things, many people can't get with that. They really they're like, no, I can't do that. But why not? You want someone else to love you, but you won't love you yourself. So there's a lot of strategies in here that are in Life Remixed that I'd really love you to grasp and go with, because it really can be life changing for you. As I say, all the strategies are here. These are all things that I've done that have led me to this really happy place that I now live in. Having faced an incurable disease and bankruptcy, I'm actually really grateful for those things, because they taught me so many lessons and they've got me into a really positive place. If you've got anything you'd love to share as well, if you want to pop a happy story in or something into the chat box, or any of your comments wherever you're watching from, or anything like that, then please do. I'm here for you, of course. So, as you say, I became grateful for the lessons. You know, if you're going to be an excellent coach in all areas, you've got to help others achieve, understand, and recover from whatever is happening or has happened to them. And that's something that I've been studying for many, many years now. And I believe that I'm making a big difference in a lot of my clients and friends' lives, which is a lovely thing to be able to achieve. So what I would say to you is really choose to have fun with this stuff. Yeah. Choose to have fun with it, because, you know, I'm not saying, you know, it all has to be deep and meaningful and spiritual, man. What I'm saying is that get in touch with these things and still have your sense of humor, still enjoy yourself. In fact, become happier, and then spread that out into the world, because it makes a really big difference. You know, I used to look back in anger and I used to look forward in fear. So I was angry about things that happened in my youth, and I was worried about the future and what was going to happen. And that is a terrible place to live your life, let me tell you, because when it overcomes you and it gets really, really strong, then you're in trouble. You're properly in trouble, because you know, once you're you know, not living in the present moment and you're worrying about the fear of the future and the anger about the past, all of a sudden, you know, life becomes really quite painful, and certainly the pain in my body came out really, really strongly. So, as I say, have fun with it, because life is incredible when you start to get with it. I was asked this morning on a radio interview whether or not I missed DJing, or you know, how have I got over the pain? And the bottom line is now that I'm at ease, I don't have any pain in my body. And do I miss DJing and that buzz? No, not really. You know, I love this buzz now. I still do the DJing online on a Saturday night anyway. So, to round up being happy in the chapter, life is incredible when you decide to make it so. Life is easy when you decide to make it so. Life is happy when you decide to make it so. So, you know, let's keep the happiness going. Let's pay it forward. And of course, we've got 3 more weeks until the book is released, until Life Remixed is released. And we've got 3 more chapters to cover in the following 3 Tuesdays. So some remix opportunities for you. I think these are, you know, really important that you can grasp and really go with it. The first one, I've said this before, but calm down and speed up. Calm down and speed up. I got that from Bob Proctor. The calmer you are, the more serene you are, the more in control of your emotions you are, the faster you go in life. Honestly, it just becomes really, really beautiful. Listen to this. Know, understand, and put into action the universal laws. So I just touched on a few of them. I've just touched on all 12 of them there, but only a small bullet point on each one. But know, understand, and put into action the universal laws in your life, because they work. I promise you that. Yeah. For me, love is 2 words. It is total acceptance. And many people don't, you know, human beings struggle unless they can articulate something. If you can articulate something, so I say to people, what is love? And they go, it's a feeling. Feels nice. It's good when someone else loves me. You know, yeah, okay. I understand all of that. And I'm not here to, you know, rubbish. There's no good or bad or right or wrong or anything like that. But when you can understand what love actually is and you can articulate it, then you can really work with it. So when I got to the realization that love is total acceptance, that really started to change my life. Nikki, thanks, Nikki. I love it. So looking forward to the book. I only met you Saturday. Really inspired me, and thanks for that. Bless you, Nikki. Thank you. Another DJ mix on Saturday night. I promise you that. Right? It's going to be great. So yeah, thank you for coming into our world, and thanks to Gav for bringing you in. If any of you would like to share any of this stuff I'm doing with your friends and your family, if you feel that it's a benefit, then please do. You know, I love helping people. I love bringing the joy, whether it's like this or whether it's a DJ mix on a Saturday night. So absolutely. So love is total acceptance. And the reason I got to total acceptance, by the way, I got to total acceptance because I thought about my mum. And I was a little shit when I was younger. I wasn't a particularly great kid. I was all over the place. There's many reasons for that, and I've put them into Life Remixed in the first couple of chapters. But the thing is that no matter what I did, my mum still loved me. She might have got angry. She might have got upset. She might have got wanted to strangle me sometimes. But whatever she did, she always forgave me, and she always totally accepted me. And there's a lot in that. A healthy mother's love is something that is really, really incredible on this planet. So that's where I got total acceptance from for love, and that's my feeling about it, and I want to share that with you. 2 more bullet points. The first one is you can heal your life. Louise Hay says that in her book. I can't see it; it's down there somewhere. You can heal your life. Whatever's going on in your life, you can absolutely heal it. You can recover from it. I got asked this morning about the pain that I had when I was younger and the collapse and everything else, and I've recovered. I've actually recovered twice. And I've recovered twice because I've learned how to do it. And I will never allow that dis-ease to come up in my body again because I'm now at ease. And the last one here for now is clear your mind, live in the present, and be happy. Okay? That's all you need to do. And I know it's so simple. I've written it down. It's like, it's easy. It's easy because I've done it for the last 17 years. I've practiced. But clear your mind. Some people call it meditation. I did running. I ran marathons and stuff like that. Just clear your mind. Get into some sort of meditative state where you can actually just be like, you know what? Just everything. Switch the phone off if you need to. Switch the computer off after this interview, after this live. But just if you want a bit of time, then have a bit of time. Clear the mind. It's for you. It's a gift for you to clear your mind. You've been given a marvelous mind. I could come on to a whole other question there about spirituality, but that would turn into a coaching session, so I won't do that. But the point is that clear your mind. You've been given a mind, you can clear it. You've been given it to create and think. So clear it away, clear the crap away, and feel good. Live in the present moment, because that's all that matters. Anything I said previous to this is gone. Now is all that matters. And then now, and it goes on, right? So, clear your mind, live in the present, and be really, really happy. And that's how you're going to create nothing but absolute love and beauty in your life. And next week, we'll go on to chapter 12, which is called Testify. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to do chapter 13, Now That We Found Love, which is when I met my wife, my girlfriend to start with. And then the last chapter is called Celebration. It could well have been called I Believe in Miracles, but I decided to go with Celebration for the last chapter. And that'll be chapter 14. That'll take us up towards the end of February. And then I'll probably go back to chapter 1 again, actually, and we'll have more fun and more chats and more positive things that we're going to be learning and working on together. So Life Remixed is coming out. I've had a wonderful interview by 909 Originals today. They've done a great job with that. So I really want to say lots of gratitude to them. You can find that online across all of the pages. You can also go on my mixcloud.com/Mark Wilkinson official, where I was interviewed by Paul Ross last week and the radio network in Spain, Talk Radio Europe, on their breakfast show this morning. Hundreds of thousands of people listening, which is amazing. We've been endorsed by Bob Proctor and Marcy Shimoff, and I'm still trying to get both of them onto Straight Talking. Bob says, for anyone looking for hope, Life Remixed offers an abundance of it. And Marcy Shimoff from The Secret, who sold millions of books, says Mark Wilkinson is a great embodiment of the teachings in The Secret. So absolutely beautiful. Danny Ramplin, Kevin Green, Lewis Senior, Peggy McCall. One word from Brandon Block as well, says wow. So thanks, Brandon. There's a lot longer to that, but the social media stuff just says wow. And so there's a lot going on, and it's beautiful. So I just want to wish you a wonderful Tuesday evening, of course, and have a great rest of the evening. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back at 8 a.m. So tomorrow morning, back at 8 a.m. It's going to be Well Done Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to having many of you join me at 8 a.m. I get a really good interaction there. And then tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. So 19:30 tomorrow evening, GMT here in London. I don't know how I've done this, but I've managed to get the band back together. I've got myself, I've got Rocky from Express 2. I've got Lofty from Chili Funk, and I've got Keith Matthews, who used to work with us in the record shop tomorrow evening. So there's going to be a load of us, 4 of us online tomorrow night. It's going to be utter chaos. It's going to be chaos. Guy, thank you, mate. Guy says, looking forward to the book. I really appreciate that, Guy. Yeah, I mean, you know, I hope it's going to help. It's a different slant. It's a different way of looking at things. It's a lot of things I've learned, but it's a lot that I've practiced, and it's a lot that's worked for me to go from unhappy, sick and broke to happy, healthy and wealthy. And it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. As that Facebook user says, fire. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So yeah, tomorrow evening, I've got the Flying Records Massive, got the band back together, ordered a lot from Kensington Market. Yeah, I wish me luck because I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be chaos. But it's all good. I just want to say thanks for this evening. Thanks for listening. Please do share the video if you wish. Go to markwilkinsonofficial.com. You can order the book now. You can pre-order. We're taking those. And then 23rd of February, this month of 2021, this book will finally see the light of day, and I can't wait for you to read it. So big love. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening, and yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll be back at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Cheers.